You want a body that will have you look good, stand out, and give you that attention that you've been wanting. I get it. So I'm gonna tell you exactly in this video how to build a body that will impress 99% of the people that you come across in life. You don't have to be extremely big, nor do you have to be extremely lean. So this is gonna be a lot simpler than you think. So all you gotta do is listen to what I have to say in this video and you'll be good. Okay, so what is a body that is considered impressive to 99% of people? This is a body that is objectively attractive. We're not talking about getting as big as we can, as lean as we can like a bodybuilder. And that's not really the type of look that everybody else in the world are going to find attractive and impressive. The only time that look is ever going to actually appeal to people is going to be if they're inside the fitness industry and they're all about the gym. And let's be honest, right? We're trying to use fitness to improve other areas of our life. So those opinions of the guys in that 1% of the fitness industry, it doesn't even matter. So you have to stop listening to other influencers on the space and honestly start listening to me. Okay, so what actually makes a physique look good to the entire world? So men are viewed as the most attractive and the most masculine when they have a good proportion of lean muscle mass on the upper body, leanness, and also the V-taper figure. The V-taper just means having broad shoulders and a slim waist. So you're wider up top, slimmer on the bottom. It's literally like an arrow pointing straight down to you know what. That's why people just tend to see that V-taper figure as more attractive on men. If you think about a woman with hourglass figure, that's the equivalent to the men's V-taper. Any girl with an hourglass figure are going to be viewed as more attractive and people are going to be impressed by them. So as a man, if you're trying to look good to 99% of the world, you just want to focus on leanness, V-taper, and muscle mass. Having a good proportion and balance of all three of these things are going to get you to your best body. Now, I will be completely honest, the V-taper figure is partly genetic because some people are just going to naturally have smaller waists than others. But there's nothing you can do about that because it's genetic, it's beyond your control. So what you have to do is focus on everything that is within your control so that you can maximize the leanness, muscle mass, and V-taper aesthetic that you can achieve. This means that everybody, despite their genetics and circumstances, has the ability to enhance their V-taper even if they don't naturally have one. In terms of the training routine, we're trying to maximize our muscle building potential. So what you have to do is be in the gym at least 5 days a week. If possible, cut down or completely get rid of any other physical activity that you're doing. So whether that may be sports, martial arts, or whatever. That's only if you are prioritizing muscle building. We want to preserve as much energy as we can to be used to repairing our body, building muscle, and getting bigger. And if you're going to do a lot of sports and intense physical activity outside of lifting weights, it's going to be hard to maximize the potential that you have to build muscle. As for the exact gym routine, sets, reps, everything, it's going to be in the pinned comment below. I'm literally giving it to you for free. All I ask is you subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends so that you guys can all level up together and be accountable with each other. So what you're going to do with this workout routine is you're going to follow it for the first 3 months. And then after those 3 months, after you've seen a little bit of progress, you're going to assess yourself and be honest. What areas do you have to work on and what areas are you lacking in? So for example, if after 3 months you've seen progress all around, great, but you notice that you still don't really have a V-taper look, you kind of look very narrow and slim, then you want to put extra work onto your shoulders per week, pretty much build up the V-taper. You're adjusting parts of the workout based off of what your body needs. The whole purpose of building muscle is to sculpt your body into your ideal version. So in this case, we're trying to get the V-taper, we're trying to get the mass on the upper body. So whatever it is that your body needs work on, you have to be able to put in that extra work and adjust the program to your needs so you can sculpt your ideal attractive physique. And yes, you do have to hit your legs. You need legs because that's just going to be the icing on the cake. You can't just have your upper body built and then absolutely no muscle on the bottom half. That's going to look extremely unproportional and it's going to make you look even worse. So do not skip legs. And having nice legs is underrated. I'm not even joking, bro. I've gotten compliments on my ass multiple times. So if you think that the upper body is the only thing that's important when it comes to building a nice body, then you're wrong. I promise you, if you hit your legs, build up your quads, your glutes, everything, you're gonna actually get a good amount of compliments on your legs. But the most important thing here is when you're building muscle, you're literally, like I said, sculpting your body. But imagine you're building a sculpture, you finish it, and you just cover it the whole time. That's an absolute waste. That's what getting lean is for. Now, you don't have to be shredded and peeled to the bone. You literally just have to cut down enough fat where your muscles are showing and it actually looks good. This usually falls between 10 and 15% body fat. It is actually very easy and very possible for every every single man out there to hit that level of body fat percentage. So you gotta have the muscle, but you also gotta be lean enough to show it off. That's literally the final piece. Because you can have the muscle, you can have the V-taper, but if you got layers of fat covering it, what is the point? So you have to have a balance of everything. To get lean, being in the gym helps, building muscle helps, but the biggest contributing factor is going to be your diet. Now, unfortunately, there's no diet that will work for everybody, but generally, this is what you should do. So if you're starting off skinny, this means you got no muscle, arms are skinny, and you actually are pretty lean. You might even have abs. Then you want to eat at a 200 calorie surplus every single day. If you're fat, then you want to eat at a 500 calorie deficit from your maintenance. And if you're skinny fat, this means you don't have muscle, so usually you have very skinny arms and a skinny like clavicle and all that, and you got a belly. So that means you're skinny and fat. If you're like this, then just eat at maintenance. To find your maintenance calories, just hit the link in the description, and that's going to be a little calculator that you fill in, and it'll give you a good idea of what your maintenance level of calories are. So like I said, there's no exact diet to follow, but this is the general rule for everybody. You should be eating 80% whole unprocessed foods and 20% of whatever it is that you want. So this could be junk food, desserts, whatever it is. Whatever foods you want to eat is going to be up to you. So if the 80% of whole foods that you want to eat are going to be beef and fish, sure, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you. It's your preference. Just make sure you track your calories by actually weighing your food. People think that weighing your food is stupid and it's a waste of time, but if you're really trying to be on point with your goals and you want to maximize the time and potential of getting your dream body, then yeah, you got to weigh your stuff. So be aware of how many calories you're consuming, because if you're starting off fat and you're not weighing your food, then you might end up eating more and you're going to get more fat. And of course, basic stuff, man, like vegetables, eat a bunch of different foods. You're trying to be healthy too, right? You're not just going to eat chicken and rice all day long. And also when you eat more unprocessed whole foods compared to like microwavable meals and stuff like that, you're going to have less bloating. That's going to pretty much make your body look slimmer than it is. If you want to maximize your leanness in the easiest way possible, is to just minimize junk food. And on top of that, you really just got to worry about your protein intake. If you're a meat eater, then you really don't have to worry too much. As long as you're eating meat at least once or twice a day, you should be hitting your protein intake very easily. But if you're a vegan, then fortunately you got to be a little bit more strict with it. I would say just stick with like maybe beans, tofu, stuff like that. You know what's going to have protein and what's not going to have protein. You just got to focus on eating whole foods, all right? Some important tips that will help you speed up the success of your fitness journey. First one, this is going to be the most important one, so listen. Don't think that this video is just a quick little program that you run for 12 weeks and you're going to have the body of your dreams. This video is to give you the information you need to build the habits in your life to help you get to that body faster, but not just that, but maintain it for as long as you possibly can. Because if you're a complete beginner, of course, no program is going to give you the body of your dreams in a matter of weeks. This video, like I said, is going to help incorporate fitness into your daily life and learn to use it to maximize other areas of your life. So as cringy as this sounds, fitness is a lifestyle. Even after doing this program for like 12 weeks, you still got to keep running it. You still got to keep being consistent with the same things. That's how you're going to see the final picture at the end. Just remember that all the progress you see per week, it's going to add up and it's going to compound, and just keep picturing that final product that you're trying to create. That's how you stay motivated for a long, long time. Second tip, a great way to keep the motivation high and to stay consistent is to have a logbook. Now you can do this on your phone, in a notebook, it doesn't matter. The whole point is you're writing down your workouts, maybe how you feel per week and what did you accomplish in that workout or at the end of the week. It doesn't matter. The point is you just gotta write down the progress that you are experiencing every single week so that you can literally reflect back on it at the end of every week and you know that you're on the right track and you're making progress. Because imagine you're doing this for several weeks on end and you don't even know if you're making progress. Well, then it's gonna be very disheartening. If you feel like you're not progressing, you can look back at week 1 and realize, damn, I actually did make progress. I used to start with 10-pound dumbbells, now I'm using 20. This logbook is also a way to keep yourself accountable if you don't have friends to embark on this journey with you. If you, let's say you're starting off overweight and you're trying to cut down, then at week 1, you're good with your diet, great. And week 6, let's say you had a cheat day, you fucked up. Well, then you're gonna look back at week 1 and be like, man, I was consistent all this time on my diet and now I broke it. No, I can't let all these weeks worth of work go to waste, so I'm gonna get back right on my diet. Having this log shows you everything that you've done, whether whether it be good or bad. So you know exactly what you need to work on, what you need to fix, pretty much how you can constantly progress every single week. Third tip is if you are starting off overweight and you're dieting, then you are going to feel hungry at some point. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, but there's really no diet hack to help you suppress this hunger. I think the best thing to do is to just accept the fact that you're hungry and try to push through. Because a lot of the times the difficulties that you encounter are just in your head. You overthink and you feel like you have to do a certain thing, such as cheating on your diet. So sometimes just accepting things for the way it is, because you can't really do much about it, is gonna alleviate that mental stress, and you're actually not gonna feel hungry anymore after that. But of course, there's gonna be days where you do feel hungry. So I would say if you really need to, eat at maintenance for that day and then get right back into your calorie deficit the day after. So that way at the end of the week, you didn't go over, you're still gonna be on track. The fourth tip, there is such thing as going too hard. So despite what all these red pill guys are saying online, it's possible to overtrain and it's possible to do too much. Now, the chances of that happening are very rare, but don't think that you have to go into the gym and train hard 7 days a week, every single week. Like I said, 5 days a week minimum. And if you want to do more, you can. But on some days, if you really are sore and you really are tired, then it's okay to take the day off, because we build muscle and we lose fat pretty much as we sleep. That's when our body recovers and rebuilds itself to be better and stronger. So if you're constantly training and you're constantly putting your body under stress, it's not going to be able to repair itself fast enough to be better for the next workout and the next day. But this tip really is just a self-awareness thing. If you're gonna lie to yourself about how you work so hard and you're sore, so that's why you can't work out, then that's on you, man. Like, you got to be honest with yourself. Are you really tired and sore and you deserve this rest day, or are you just being weak and you're being lazy? You got to be very aware, and you got to ask yourself these questions, and you got to answer honestly. And the fifth and final tip is don't get fixated on things that are beyond your control. Having a V-taper is partly genetics, because some people are going to have smaller waists than others. So this is something that obviously is beyond our control. We can't change the size of our waist. And this applies for other things as well. Some people are going to have nicer biceps than others. Some people are going to have nicer shoulders. Doesn't matter, man. Maximize everything that's within your control, and you should not even worry about things that are outside of your control. You should know what's going to be a result of your genetics versus you putting in the work. It's not that hard to tell the difference. So whatever it is that is beyond your control, just stop worrying about it, and whatever is within your control, you should focus on that and try to maximize everything about it. Because at the end of the day, it's not that there's only one type of physique that's going to make you look good. It's the overall idea that you put in the work to improve yourself and to get to the best version of yourself. That's going to get people to look at you and think, wow, this guy is something. This guy is different. That's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a body that looks good to 99% of people, but it's not necessarily your biceps or your chest that's gonna paint the whole picture. It's also what's behind it, what it symbolizes. So if there's something that's out of your control and you can't do anything about it, stop crying about it and do something that is within your control that can compensate for whatever it is that you lack. This is literally all it takes to build a body that will look good and look impressive to 99% of the world. And I literally just gave it all out in this video. Super simple to follow. People literally make programs and do coaching services on the stuff that I just mentioned in this video. The craziest thing is that every single guy thinks it's super difficult when it isn't, because I literally just broke it down. The average guy doesn't have this body, and it's super easy to achieve this body, and anybody could do it. So that just means that the standards are extremely low and the potential is extremely high. So if you want to get better than everybody else, you want to be in that 1%, then you can do it. It's literally that easy. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you use the tips I give you. And all I ask is you subscribe and share it with a friend, like the video, and just level up.